Let me know when you ready, player.
I'm ready. I'm shocked nobody else joined on this one.
Yo, look, hey, it was it. It was it. But here we go. Late ill kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bring that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people? Today, all year, coming with another wonderful episode of, that's right, you best believe it, thumbnails. We talking about animation, we talking about anime, talking about them cartoons, all that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not by myself. I would NERDSoul like say, hey.
Hey.
And right over here, next to us, you know what I'm saying, one half of the podcasting powerhouse of the South. Keith Cooper from Blerdish.
You know, when you announce me like that, it sounds like we're going to come out in a Doom mask and start beating people on the back and body slamming people. Like it was Mid-South Wrestling. But, happy to be back and everything. And quick note, made 3 years of, not only do we podcast, we sell books, made 3 years selling books, Black comics and different things this month.
Yeah.
50th anniversary podcasting comes in June.
Yo, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Getting that history in. You need getting that history down. So today we are getting into Yasuke. That's right. Season 1, Netflix, brand new. You know what I'm saying?
Spank it, brand
season,
new.
how you feeling? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you plus? Are you minus on it? You know what I'm saying? Where you feeling? Now, I got my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna let Keith roll first. You know what I'm saying? Keith, how you feeling about the season, about the show, whatever? What initial thoughts? How you feeling about it?
I hope that there's a season 2. I guess the way they structure it, it could be a season 2. Will we get one? I guess it depends on how many of us click on it and let it play, or had it added to our list and whatnot. Overall, I am kind of like a little above, man. It's okay. It was okay for me. But I had some parts of it that I really love, some parts that just like threw me off from the beginning. So we're gonna break it down, but yeah, it's okay for me. It's okay.
Okay. Then in that case, I'll come with my thoughts, if you will. I was excited when this joint was about to come out. First, I've been a fan of LeSean Thomas's work for a long time. Homie's art style is crazy. His work on stuff like Black Dynamite, even Lizzie McGuire, even Ben 10, stuff on Boondocks, always been interested in his work. Loved his work on Cannon Busters as far as like his designs, things of that nature. And he had another project that he was able to be a creator of and link with someone else who I'm a fan of, who is Flying Lotus. Good thing is I've gotten to meet both of these gentlemen, and I've been a huge purveyor of their work. Flying Lotus, just dope. Picked up a Grammy this year with Thundercat, who also sings on the opening track of this joint. So I've been a fan of these guys, follow these joints for a minute. Then you got LaKeith Stanfield doing the voice of the titular character. So I'm like, word, cool. Anything I'm digging, we in here. You know what I'm saying? Music, I'm digging it. Takeshi Koike on the character design, come on, man. Even back from Redline, come on, man. I love that stuff. So he's dope. LeSean Thomas is dope. The artistic style and the animation from Mappa comes through.
Clean.
This joint is right up my alley. I'm not just above May on this. I like this a lot. There's only one real thing that I wish I got more time on, and that's just because it's animation, so I knew they were going to make it short. It seems like they're doing the same thing they do with this, that they do with like Castlevania and Voltron and stuff. It's essentially like a movie that's cut into 6 parts. So, it's short. but I'm not mad at, you know what I'm saying, how this played out from a story aspect, from like the, you know, kind of like the side role players aspect. I really dig it. Of course, there's small things we'll get into as we talk about the characters and stuff, but I'm glad this exists. And I've already watched it once, and I'm probably going to watch it again, at least from the beginning, probably starting tonight or tomorrow, because I really like this. I'm glad that we got, to Netflix's point, they on the low kind of coming with anime, yo, because they just dropped that trailer for Castlevania season 4,
It's
and you
not
know I
even
love
on.
Castlevania, so
It's not even on the low. Like they trying to come at your head to get
yeah.
the anime and the series. You're a little bit more positive than me. Like I'm probably not gonna watch it again until season 2 come out.
Okay,
But
okay.
the story is what kind of, not gonna say take me off. Like the trailer, like you said, the trailer. First of all, music A1. The intro
Yep.
might be the best thing about it for me. I could watch the intro 1,000 times because that man Fly Low, like he put some work in. Him and Thundercat,
Yeah, he came
that's
through.
a music video. And they even had a couple like music video type of moments. Like it was like 5 minutes where he was just chilling. First of all, the backgrounds of the details are like some of the best art just of walking in nature. It's just it looks beautiful. But what makes me say it's just okay.
All right.
I'm not feeling the story all the way, but I did like the action. But I would have rather, like, I thought it was going to be kind of a historical anime instead of kind of everything thrown in a pot. They kind of, I feel like I got the wool pulled over my eyes with that one.
Really?
I really want,
because early articles was talking about how this was going to be historical fiction. So like, I guess I was already ready for it.
I wasn't ready for mechs and robots, especially robots with like prototype written on them on their shell, and no explanation of some other characters. I really wanted to see how Yasuke became a samurai. That would have been the better story for me, and more time with him and however you pronounce his name, his lord, feudal lord's
Nobunaga?
name, Nobunaga. I wanted more of that story through that, and instead of what we got was kind of like a supernatural road trip. It kind of felt like a spiritual ancestor to Ninja Scroll a little bit. Like, you know, you going through the woods and you get attacked by weird mutants and all this stuff.
Now, with this, the way this story is going, you know they're not going to tell his full background, at least the way this is going, especially from seeing as much TV and stuff we know. We know season 2, we're going to get another part of his past. So like in season 2, we'll be getting like his kind of teenage years, and it'll be some kind of thing to deal with that. And you know how they do these kind of shows.
They got to stretch it out. Like if there is a season 2, then I'll probably get more of what I want.
Yeah,
I want to see how did he get from the continent to, I know it ain't going to be, there's no way to really know because it's so way back there. You just know the brother exists. So I really want to know more about how he got there and how he got his skills and who maybe gave him his philosophy on the continent and how he got caught up to be brought over there. That's a movie in itself.
Yeah, because that's something that, at least when I was watching it, I was like, I kind of already figured, I was like, yeah, we'll get earlier stuff after this. Like I could already kind of feel it, even though I wanted a couple more episodes. If we're going to talk about stuff that we wanted, I wanted a couple more episodes because I wanted to see more from the daimyo. I wanted to see more from her, or I guess it, depending on, I mean, it took the form of a woman, so, or a womanish kind of thing. So, more from her, and kind of more from the where the priest came from, and but I also know how anime is. You know what I'm saying? It's anime. Anime ain't gonna give you no explanation. They just gonna go off and do what they want.
I'll say this. Anime can give you more explanation if they would have given it more than 6 episodes. That threw the pacing off. It started moving way too rapid, and to be convoluted with the little girl story that kind of took away from Yasuke, and then to have the monster, the witch, and her thing going on. Then you got the the bounty hunter mutants or Superman team running around. So to wrap that up in 6 and a war, and flashbacks, you needed at least about 8.
You're talking about like veterans between him and Moriske. I'm probably butchering the name. Apologies, but you're talking about war veterans. Yeah, talking about war veterans dealing with this. This is a lot to try to cover in 6 episodes. So that's why I figure even if we would do 8, honestly, to cover what they covered in this season in a way that I would be like narratively happy, you probably need about 12 or so, maybe 10. You would probably get it done with 10, but you would need, because I would want to see more time with Nobunaga, especially dealing with what is the guy that was like trying to force him to fight the old way to hopefully get him killed, and then he ends up being the old hater. And he ends up being like the large masked samurai. So I'd like to see maybe a shot at him when he's first meeting the daimyo. That can also establish her and him and stuff like that. So those are like little things, but
she just kind of popped up. She was just like, "Oh, I'm here."
But in knowing, because we see a shot of where she's coming from, like in the war, but we don't know who it is. So it's kind of like it's anime. I'm not surprised. It's just like perfect example, like when we talked about like when the movie Sucker Punch. As a movie, that joint is like straight up boring. And there's so many narrative issues. But if Sucker Punch was an anime, people would have accepted it. They would have been like, oh, this is fly. They would have accepted it. Because anime does mad weird stuff all the time and doesn't give you any explanation.
True, and that's probably more leaning into the shonen. But I get it.
Yeah. Maybe with the shonen.
To anime, but anime is just like a vehicle. There's a bunch of genre. It really is just right. It's just like anything else. Can you flesh this out? Can you explain it? Can you get from point A to B and it makes sense? Minus the sprinkling the anime tropes.
Even though
it's the pacing
to not jump on shonen, slice of life anime, they take their shortcuts too. They do. They take their shortcuts too. I mean, not that I'm a shonen, shonen. I don't cape for shonens, but slice of life, they be taking mad shortcuts too. They be like, well, they're divorced, so just deal with it. And you be like, well, are you gonna like explain anything? We're gonna go back for it. But anyway,
nope.
With that said, he'd be like, nope. But yeah, the way they handle those kind of couple things, story-wise, are the things I wanted more of. The daimyo and the samurai that used to be down with Nobunaga but hated Yasuke, because I think that would have helped build up the second meetup with them, of course, in episode 5. I think 5. It would have built up that, because maybe he knew that, he's not dead, but I don't know where he is, and maybe it's something that's just like kind of like on his back and it's on his mind and stuff like that. Maybe something like that. And then the daimyo to know kind of what she really wants. I mean, of course, kind of just to live longer and to have more power, but maybe a little more into that. But from what I know it is, I'm like, I was digging this a lot. Some more episodes, yes, but the fight scenes came through. We had a team that I love how it played out with the with that pastor, man, or that priest, because they were like, well, he's dead, so y'all take it easy. Like they were like, hey, our boss is gone, so I mean, I don't have a personal beef with you. So I thought that was cool.
And that's what that's why I feel like the pacing, maybe 12 episodes, you might have hit the number on the head, to stretch out him a little bit more about what was his motivations, or was he just a servant of the daimyo or whatever, or maybe what was he, and he's just like, oh, he's a mutant. All right, cool. Yeah, let's roll with it. and he got tree branch powers or something, and then it's like he could have been used all these powers when he could have been smacking people around. In fact, why do he even need anybody else to go?
He be
guess
holding them joints in. Well, remember, he a
oh,
priest. He can't just run around killing folks. He got to keep
he
his
is
profile
trying to
low.
get you saved. He is trying to get you saved.
Yeah,
Except,
baptize you and stuff.
In a grave, but
oh man,
it looks visually beautiful. It's like candy that's not necessarily great for you, but you're gonna like the taste. Like it's like Mappa, the animation to me, people can hate on the story, whatever. They can't hate on that's some pretty good animation. And even in still, when it's still and they're not moving, it looks good. First of all, I love the design of Yasuke. They ain't do the pink lip thing. They had him look like a brother, and he looked like look like himself through all phases of his ages, how you think he would look. Some of the dialogue was like, the robot was kind of funny, but it got like that joke got old kind of quick. But they didn't even need to introduce.
Oh, go ahead.
So they didn't even need to introduce the little boy. Like he just was in. I thought he was going to be a more important character. He just like, oh, I'm gone.
Yeah, he was just there to sort of, I guess, inform on Yasuke, kind of like trying to tell people that kind of his I guess point of view of like, like all that glitters ain't gold. Like I know you want to go out there and fight and change the world with samurai, but you don't want this. But we could have stretched that out, but it gets some more perspective of that. But the reason why I think this anime is solid and just as good as any other, if we took any of the other animes that we're watching, any of the other ones we're watching, and said season 1 is only 6 episodes, Yasuke stands up just as well as they do. I think if you took My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, any of those, and just took their first 6 episodes, nothing else, and said, okay, let's take this whole first season and stuff it into these 6 episodes, you'll come into the same issues. I think you come into the same issues that you come into with this one.
But I'll say that for those other ones, they were actually built to be like 20 plus episodes a season. Yeah. So I don't know if that would be a fair comparison, because you can fool around with the first 6 episodes. Like My Hero, whenever they usually start off, it's like a training session as they get older, and then they're fighting them against themselves until some hell break loose. So
crazy happen.
Yes, so they get an attempt on their life as they get better. I still haven't watched the other one yet, so I can't attest to it. But
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, I always like to try to do something that has 10 episodes or under, just to kind of see about pacing of it. But as far as just like just the general wild stuff that happens, it's on par with looks. The crazy stuff. Mix was all right. But I'll tell you what, I like the other brother. That's kind of like my favorite character, because he was
that was dope too. Yeah, homie came off with mad money.
Yes, he had all the gold.
So I want to get into, first I'll holler at we got Shango Zulu in the house, Antoine Allen, E in the house, E Burnson, Hitflix, and Tay 1990. What up to all y'all? I wanted to go through a couple of people and see how you feel. First person I'll go through is, let's see, Natsumaru. How do you feel about her? The girl, she was a samurai with Yasuke, like back in the day, but she was kind of down with the Iga clan and stuff. Where you at on her? How you feeling about her?
I like the idea of her. I don't like the execution, because again, it kind of leads back to the same.
Sound like some hateration now.
I'm talking about. I just need more. I need to see more of this flashback of them together.
They're flashbacks, bruh.
I need more of it. That should have been the story. I needed that as the story. It was too quick. It was like, oh yeah, welcome in. How you doing? I'm dying. You killed me. I was like, okay,
that is cool. Not what happened. That is not what happened. All right, so
get rid of Yasuke.
When we meet Yasuke, you know what I'm saying? He's a servant. this lady's son is challenges the honor, or at least the adult says he challenged the honor. We don't know. He might be lying. He just want to kill a kid. All right, so he just want to kill a kid.
That was her brother.
Yeah, sorry, her little brother. Sorry. So the dude just want to kill a kid. So after saving him, she becomes kind of a kindred spirit because they're both outcasts in different ways. So they sort of have this shared trauma about them, you know, in a way where, like, people hate me and they hate you. And I know in general in media, there's this thing where they try. Huh?
That actually happens.
Yeah, that actually happens. I'm on the fence about the equation of those things, but we'll let that's a whole nother show. Table that. Forget it. We don't have enough time in this show to handle that. But they become kind of kindred spirits, and you see how well they went together, and sort of how much admiration she has for him, because he did save her little brother, and even when he asked her, he's like, "Well, why you ain't doing that?" She's like, "Oh well, I'm duty bound and blah blah blah." And he's just like, "Look, where I come from,
some
we
rules.
ain't gonna let nobody kill our brother."
On him, he didn't even need no sword,
bruh. Hit him with
look. When you get beat, like you need to like give a refund on your swords. You like, give me them swords. Give me your swords.
Yeah, it's like,
go
give me your swords. And so seeing how they sat up against, I guess, what you would consider like the court against other samurais was cool to come back to be like, all right, we're about to tie this joint to not only what I would probably say is his sort of like maybe crush or maybe kindred spirit or maybe love or like, you know, kind of like, you know, withheld love, to also betrayal, but also to this child I have to protect. So I was like, oh, that's a cool way to like, because, you know what I'm saying, every time he sees that, it brings up great and horrible memories and horrible sadness. You know what I'm saying? I know Keith ain't feeling it, but it's true.
I feel you on what your explanation.
The girl betrayed them. Yes, she did. You know what I'm saying? She was a Don Breezy. He ain't had nobody else checking for him. So he had a little something, a little love thing on the low. But he ain't let her touch him. He was like, "This is not the way, girl. This is not the way." Also, cool. I need a sister. I'm sorry, I need a sister. So he didn't say that, but in his mind, he was just saying. And then,
because I guess mom was like a relative, or she had that flower, so she was part of the clan.
Yeah, she was part of that specific clan.
I would have wanted to know more about mom. She was like cold, and she got shot by the robot. And was done.
Yo, they got rid
disappeared.
Or fake mama. They got rid of fake mama super fast. What was it? Ichika. Ichika was the surrogate mother of Saki, and they got rid of her quick. Well, I mean, technically, this is anime. We did not see her die. She could be back in season 2. Yo, you know how it is. In anime, unless we see someone take their last breath.
It don't even matter if you see him take the last breath, but I got a feeling she's done. I got a feeling like they're just like, she's just a vehicle to get the girl to Yasuke, and we can go on the road trip. Just get out of the way.
He did. He was like, "You're the one with the
lovely
voice."
You remind me of a love I used to know. I used to know.
He about to cue up that Usher. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But you know what I'm saying? That necklace, that relation, you know what I'm saying? That showed that the past was informing on the future and how hard it was to break that vase. You know what I'm saying? And take up the sword once again. You know what I'm saying? And open that sword up, and you know what I'm saying? You got to go straight Wu-Tang on cats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though I know technically Wu-Tang is look, I understand. Just shut up for now. It's Wu-Tang. I know. Well, Wu-Tang. Actually, if you're going to talk about kung fu, we're in the wrong country. Shut up. All right, it's Wu-Tang. but yeah, you know what I'm saying? He had a wig slice. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing. But, all right, so you ain't feeling Natsumoto. All right, cool. All right, so how about this? As a character, how you feeling about Abraham? You know, Abraham, he was the priest. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling about Abraham?
I think he had a right, appropriate, level of evil, of fear-inducing creepiness. Like I say, he gave me vibes of, when the mutants in like Ninja Scroll transform and go crazy. I did like that, and like the bear, the bear lady, or bear wolf, whatever she was, and they was getting her transformation on. So it's like, all right, somebody, and since we're not doing just historical, okay,
yeah,
go crazy. If you're gonna go crazy,
going historical, going accurate historical, trying to like hit it with like this kind of like, like completely literal lot. There's no way we could try to do it because you just don't know enough. You have to fill in stuff, and then for me, I like supernatural action. So throwing in, the shaman, throwing in what is it, Morisu or whatever, Moriske, throwing it like the arm with the arrow and all the arrow, like all that stuff. I was like, when it opened up, I was like, oh word, we about to get it popping. But I know everybody was like, people probably just like, yo, look, I want something historical. I don't want no robots. I don't want no whatever.
Can you admit that the trailer was the trailer was dope, but it kind of it was misleading. Nobody knew that was coming like that, and it's like, okay, this is a thing.
I don't know if what we say is misleading or what we say is just like keeping the surprise from like like spoiling it. See, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could say it's misleading.
You think you see more of him in his samurai days and different things? I mean, you do see some of the stuff from the End War was kind of like brought up, so you thought you had more of that.
Yeah,
I didn't know nothing about the girl in the road trip.
All right, okay. Because see, it's tough for me because I read so much about this before it came out, so I already knew it was kind of like it's essentially kind of like this wolf and cub thing with him protecting the kid. I knew that it was going to be in his older life or older stage of life or whatever. I did know there was going to be a supernatural component. I didn't know about the robots. I had no idea about the robots. And Jenna James said, at least we got a new Fly Low album. Yeah, hey, you know what?
That's the thing about it.
We got a new Fly Low album. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll say this. As far as music and for a cosplay and for a new cosplay for people, like I shared one of the Yasuke cosplays. A dude knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, so I've seen like two that I thought were dope.
I think this is good. If anything, its greatest impact will be just the cultural impact of setting the table for the anime aesthetics for Black people and add to it.
And it's an easy cosplay to do. It's not expensive. You can go and just get some fabric and do that. It's essentially like just an open piece of cloth just draped over your shoulders. So it's like it's an easy cosplay, a nice little red belt, and you good. Get some swords. You great. Man, ZSB Lou said the Mappa B team is still better than some animation studios A teams. Still the B team though. You really you consider this the B team?
Some people said that. It still looks good. Like it still looks great.
Now, but question, because I've seen enough Mappa animation now, and I've seen that argument made as well on Twitter. I wonder if we're being as hard on Mappa's other projects as we're being on stuff like Yasuke or other things that aren't Mappa, like Afro Samurai. Like, are we being? Because I've heard arguments about Afro Samurai, like, oh yeah, it looks pretty, but there's no story, and I'm like, i.e., 95% of the rest of anime. Like, I'm like,
now
it seems like we're getting. I'm just asking if we're being more critical because it's Black, or are we being fair in our criticism?
For me, I believe I'm being fair because I just didn't want it. I mean, I wanted something else. but I love Cannon Busters. I love Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is one of those, like, you know how Mortal Kombat is? You don't know what to expect, don't expect much. It's like a spaghetti western, violent samurai story of a man who don't talk that much. He ain't got to talk that much, and he says a lot. His swords do the talking. And it's a simple story. The number one, you got to kill everybody that's trying to kill you.
And you number one.
And he he ain't like no happy-go-lucky person. That's that. People who want, I don't know what
he did, you know what I'm saying? He did give some smooth love though in season 1. You know what I'm saying? So there's a soft side. He's not made of stone.
But because this person actually existed, that's what I was looking for. Even though you're gonna have to make a fictional tale because there's not enough to follow. But just kind of, I wanted, like, how did he become the right-hand man? How did he get his, I want to see them training or the skills. I want to see him cut some people down who try to disrespect him. Like, I wanted that. Instead of
that's
random.
Season 2.
That must gonna be season 2. Because I don't really
I could tell by the way they were telling flashbacks, I was like, we've seen other stories like this. You're gonna get certain points of their life in different flashbacks. Like Sleepy Hollow did flashbacks like this. That FX show about vampires did flashbacks like this. The Del Toro joint. It was a Del Toro book. They made it into a TV show. It was about vampires. Anyway, it was on FX. They did flashbacks like this. To a certain degree, Supernatural did flashbacks like this as well. Like every season you get like a different point. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. We'll see like Child Yasuke in season 2 or something like that. So I guess that's why it didn't affect me. Like, I see what you're saying, but it didn't really affect me.
And I guess that's just me. I haven't watched a lot of those shows. Like when I tried to watch Supernatural, like every other episode was the same flashback. I started early. I was like, Jesus, man, this is how many times I'm gonna see his dad die? I was like, oh,
oh, mom died? Oh yeah, the mama been dead many times.
But that was how far back I tried with it. So I was like, I wouldn't. I'll get back into this another day. It's gonna be around because that's the only CW hit that's out there. But
only CW hit.
I got a question for you.
All right.
So since my main issue was just mostly pacing and number of episodes, to explain more, do you think we get a season 2? Do you think this is the one? Because LeSean Thompson, he's getting that Netflix money. Do you think he gets the views to get another season of this? Because I don't know. I haven't heard nothing of Cannon Busters because I want this to be successful because I want Cannon Busters to come back too. Like, I want him to do another season of this and Cannon Busters before start another one. Even though start another one, get paid, I know how it works. The more you got out there, it worked for Tyler Perry. Eventually you got more content. But it's kind of like, I don't want him to fall in the trope of like how a lot of, say, indie comic book writers make that one book or then they'll throw it away and then start another story and you got a bunch of them. And I want to see some more of the same stuff. I want the ideas to be more complete.
I would like to see not only a season 2 of this, meaning Yasuke, but also a season 2 of Cannon Busters. Real quick, E. Burnson says Samurai Champloo is a high watermark for story, anime style, and of course music. I'd say I'm on the fence with that one because I went back and watched it again. For me, they should have broken the tradition of the amount of episodes on that. It gets fillery for me in the middle of Samurai Champloo.
It's
going
only
back
like
and watching
episodes. It's only one season though. Like, it's a great anime.
It's not the amount of seasons; it's the amount of episodes. Like,
I don't mind the episodes. If you give me 25 good ones. It has a couple of goofy ones, but I watched it
again. I watched it again last year, and I was
about
like,
2 or 3.
I could have snipped off about 6 of these joints. I could have, yeah. No diss to the music. No diss to the music or the animation or the fight scenes, but I probably could have cut that joint down to about 18 episodes or so. There were about 6 or 7 where I was like, yeah, nah. I think at the time I was super high on it because I was like, oh snap, hip hop, samurais, dope. Then when I get older, I'm like, yeah, this joint is too long. I was like, in the same way I want more episodes from Yasuke for like character development, I want less episodes from Samurai Champloo. I want matter of fact, like I want about maybe 6 more episodes of Yasuke season 1. I probably want 6 less episodes of Samurai Champloo. There were some where the whole episode was like kind of just like goofy or fillery, but they'll have one dope fight scene. I'm like, well, just why don't we take that one dope fight scene and merge it to another episode and get rid of the other 20 minutes that we're just wasting time.
Like the comedy, man. I like the variety.
Yeah, I like the comedy too. That's why we got 18 other episodes of the comedy. 18 whole comedy episodes. Let's just take out 6 of them and get them out of here.
But I mean, that creator, I'm pretty big on his work though. So
yeah.
Nabi. I mean, of course, he worked with Fly Low as well.
Don't sleep. I love Shinchuru's dope, but that doesn't mean that he can't. He's not above for me an edit cut. You know what I mean? I'm like I know people that love the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, it's too long.
Oh, Lord.
I love it. I'm like, it's too long. It's too long, and
we can always cut down a Snyder cut. Oh my God, they already proved that just by taking out.
Oh, shouts to Jenna James says this was like an offshoot 6-episode arc of One Piece. So I guess I can see that too, where it's like they have like a quick story, and it's like I guess I can see where you're going with that. But this too, without knowing too much of the behind the scenes, this seems like something that was a budgetary issue at Netflix. Like, because even something as successful as Castlevania, they're like, this is the final season. I'm like, Dad, really? Like, we were on a roll. This was good. Like, y'all.
But then they say they're gonna do another series in that world.
Yeah, they're gonna like spin it off or something like that. It's like why don't you just keep what you got?
It's basically it spins off on itself. You can go with another Belmont. Like, I don't know why you have to get rid of Castlevania.
Yeah, Castlevania, because you can essentially just tell the story, like you said, of either another Belmont. You could tell a side story for 2 seasons about maybe Camilla or something. I don't know. Like the
Castlevania story goes all the way into the far future. And I know a lot of people don't know that. The storyline goes way up, and because Alucard still, he lives way into the future.
Lives. I mean, vampires last forever. Well, unless they get killed. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't see why they're ending it, but it seems, from what I've heard from people that, and I only know a few people that write on Netflix projects. From what I hear, Netflix is really tight with the purse, like super tight, especially when it comes to animation. They tight with it. They tight, and they be like, you can have 4 episodes, or you can have 6 episodes.
This is true.
They be like, you ain't getting no 21 episodes or something. They be like, nah, bruh.
The show, a popular book called The Way of the House Husband, they did it as a motion comic. They didn't even really animate it. And a lot of people were thrown off by that. Like, they didn't even see that coming. So Netflix know what they're doing. They give you just enough.
Yeah.
Give you just enough to keep that, it's all about that stock price. They're like, we ain't going to give you too much.
Yeah, it is about the stock price.
They look.
They're all about that stock price.
It's always about the stock price, man.
Zia said,
they try to keep it in there.
what is it? Zia said, do y'all think the pandemic had anything to do with the writing issues?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know, because the pandemic, it's tough with the pandemic, because the pandemic is a little different than something like a writer's strike, but people still shifted around, moved, left, changed. So maybe so.
Maybe we'd have got an extra episode or two or something. But Netflix, they usually do about 10 and under with animation. Like 10 is pushing it for them.
I think not God of War, Son of Zeus got 8 episodos?
I think so.
I think they got 8. Which is another show where I was like, oh snap. Like yo, Netflix kind of on the low, but once again, they're not going deep on these runs. They're like, yo, all right, here's season 2. Word up, it's 4 episodes. What? Like once I start to watch, it's over. It's like it's gone.
You know what it is? They give you, and they did this with Voltron. Like I think they kind of dipped their big toe in and be like, do people want this? All right, cue this up. Hopefully they'll have season 2. Hopefully we get it season 2 of Yasuke next year, and it is kind of like it's there. We're working on it. Whereas Voltron was gonna always it had to absolutely suck for it not to get like a season 2 because it's Voltron. And some of their original,
it had those guys behind the Avatar ordered and stuff. So it's like they kind of.
The other one, The Great Pretender, which is a hit, it was already a thing in Japan. So it says Netflix originals, but it was already. It's like they bought the license for that one.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like they bought it from whoever. That situation is similar to when you buy the distribution rights from, like when you go to like a film festival and you buy the distribution rights to a film. Like, I mean, the film's already made, so you didn't make it, but since you're the person that bought the rights for it, it's yours now.
You own it. It's yours, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I can see that. I can see Voltron kind of had that name recognition. Great Pretender, which I tried to get into, and I was just like, like I know.
See, I ain't gonna lie.
I know folks love it. I know that's why I watched 2 episodes and I was just like, yeah.
But it kind of gave. I like I love what you call it, Lupin. So that was kind of like a Lupin deal for me. So
he's hit and miss with me. Sometimes, like some of the older stuff, I'm on the fence about. Newer stuff, I dig. So
Lupin is dope.
So, that's Lupin is one that you never know. You never know what you're gonna get as far as like my review on it. Like, what was one when he did Lupin and can't remember the lady. It was like Lupin the Third, the story of such and such, and it was a lady. I can't remember her name, but anyway, I love that one. So but then some of the older stuff, I'm on the fence of. Like some of the older stuff I think is funny, and then some of the older stuff I'm like, you kind of whack.
It's more of an aesthetic for the older stuff. Like you just know it's there, the art.
Yeah.
But newer stuff they had to change to make it like more serious.
Like, come on now, y'all chilling. I mean, y'all tripping up in here. But
what they say, I can't see the comments. What they talking about?
So you have E says Voltron has been around for decades. Then said Castle of Cagliostro, and then also said Rum Punch is dope. So, look, you got to be a '70s kid. So this is how it is. All right, so back to Yasuke. I want to throw it. We already talked about Abraham. One thing that I wanted more of is, and I mean, we'll probably get it maybe in the future, but the relationship between Morisuke and Yasuke. Like, yes. I think that there was, when they finally met back up, or even when the young girl was talking about it, he was like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. You ain't no doctor. She was taking you up there to train. And I like that when they met each other, you saw so much history between them. And I was like, cool. I wanted to know more, but of course we only got 6 episodes. We got to kind of we got to like sort of the same reason we felt rushed at the end of, Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's like, yo, man, can we get like maybe like 1-2 more episodes? Like we got to fly through this. They ain't got no choice. Like they ain't got nothing else. But I did like kind of like these 2 older war dogs. One is still kind of trying to do it. because the daimyo is just evil and somebody has to stand up against them. And then the other one that was just like, look, I gave up. I don't fight no more. Look, hit a kid, goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm been in it, I ain't in it.
I'm just kind of mad that they kept calling him old, man. I'm like, I'm turning 40 this year. They're like, he ain't that old. Like, what you mean?
It's like you ain't old.
Like, he ain't old. Like, he kept calling him old, man. I'm like, bro, I like you, but come on, man, you a little disrespectful here. Like, you probably my second favorite character besides Yasuke.
Calling me old. What you mean? What you mean?
Like,
old?
Hell, cuz.
What do you mean, you people? Nah.
That brother was like, pay me now, so I get out of here. Smart. Yo. He was like, look, I don't care about none of this going on. I'm about to get paid and go back to where I'm from.
His character's name is Achoha, and he's the guy, for you guys that are watching, he's the one, of course, in the group of people that were kind of like the bounty hunters that I knew would come back to help in the end, because we know anime. So it's like, once they let them live, I was like, we'll see y'all again.
I didn't even think about it.
I didn't expect them to take L's like that, though. I did not expect that. Like, that's something where they broke from tradition.
Right, they just shot old girl in the head. Again. They just killed off 2 people.
Ishikawa got shot in the head. Then the robot to avenge her went off, and what's his name? Haruto went off and self-destructed and probably got rid of a good amount of people. Yeah, it put like a baby nuke out there. So cool, those 2 are dead. But then the girl Nikita, who that might be the worst death, because them I don't know what you want to call them bishops or whatever they was.
The other thing that was worse than that was what Omni-Man did this weekend.
We'll talk about that tomorrow, but Omni-Man, wow. But what happened to Nikita, and I kind of felt bad for her, because she's not particularly a villain.
She just want to get paid.
She's like, look, for hire. So they came back to help because old girl hit her with the Jean Grey. She was like, yo, look, y'all got mad money if y'all come help us out. And they was like, oh, somebody say money?
She died an honorable death. She went out like a G, but she went out inside out.
They smashed her, disemboweled her, twisted her head over. It was not a good look.
Once the knees are coming out.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, this is a little bit much.
Them bishops or whatever, them joints, they ain't no joke. Them with the little cards and stuff, whatever they doing, they ain't playing no games.
But I will say this. I do like the trick that the Dynamo.
Cool at the end. I was like, you know what? She might be all right.
She was chill She was really a chill person. She's like, look, I got a job to do. I'm good at it. Yeah. I'm a professional, and I'm gonna do it. And it's like once the job was done, it was like, I don't hate them. Like, all right, bye.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of what kind of fabric you using, where your clothes ain't tearing. There's some amazing fabric.
But
at the same time, we're also in the same world where people got super magic power. So maybe she just went to a magical tailor where it's like, yo, no matter what size your body is, it's going to stay all right. And then, boom, there you go.
That's one of those minor details we ain't got to worry about explaining.
Don't worry about all that.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
But I did like that team. And of course, lastly, Achoha, because it was interesting to see how they saw each other. And Oba was like, I thought you was the only black dude in Japan. He was like, I thought I was too.
And it's kind of like the little head died.
They were like,
I see you, Playboy. You out here.
When he was getting tortured, and old boy saved him. Look, you ain't gonna say it because I know you a mercenary, but you was like, I ain't gonna let you kill my brother like that.
But then when he say, he's like, thank you for saving me, for not letting me die prematurely.
He was like, thanks for hesitating or whatever. He was like, yo,
that's why I like that character. He played his role.
Because he was on code. He was like, look, I ain't gonna let this colonizer come in here and kill my brother. You know what I'm saying?
If anything, I'll do it myself. If I gotta kill him, it's gonna be by me. You know, I'll make it quick.
He's like, look, we ain't doing that. We ain't. Nah, son.
But look, the fact that he just like grabbed the priest, he's like, look, get out of here. All right, like this brother, like who gonna pay me?
Like, y'all got some money. So, and then when he rode off, I mean, they was carrying him off with mad gold bars and stuff. Yo, look, he knew what was up.
He like, pulled out with like 5 cards of gold or a bar, like plates.
It had the gold helmet and stuff. Like he gonna be chilling. It'd be funny, like in next season, if we get a season 2. I don't know if it's been announced or not. If we get a season 2, and they like reach out to him for help, and he's like chilling like a baby mansion, like kicking it. He got like women with the big feather fans, like fanning him.
I just
he's like, huh, y'all need some help?
He's like, yeah, I just stayed in Japan because I can.
Like, he's like, I do what I can. I'm cool. So, lastly, I want to get into Yasuke. There's 2 things I want to ask you about Yasuke. 1, do you like the voice acting? 2, do you like the character from what we've seen?
I'll start off with, do I like the character? Yes, because it is the trope of the old guy who's just like, look, I had enough of this. It's kind of like you've seen this guy before from
too old for this.
Yeah, I'm too old for this, from lethal weapons, this, and he gets back in, something pulls him in, and he still got his skill, and he has a sense of honor. So yes, the character is very noble, is very, like, look, there's no complications with him. Like, he ain't trying to pull a back door or play mind games. He's like, look, I gotta do, if you're evil and you're in my way, like, I may not go out my way to find this war, because he's, again, at the age where he kind of wants peace, and he deserves peace. Again, like, just looking at it historically, this brother got pulled from the continent, had to deal with the Jesuits, still got to deal with discrimination in Japan. Yeah. He deserves to get as much peace as he desires. And, and he got to kill his old lady. I hate to say it like that, or the one that could have been his old lady.
True.
She was a traitor, so, and the one friend he had in this continent that respects him, he had to cut his head off. Even though he was his lord, but they had a great respect for each other.
Yep.
So it's like, I feel his serious trauma. Yeah, he don't need to be hyped up. Like, Yasuke is maybe somebody you don't want hyped up, because a lot of people can get it. So I can kind of feel that. He's a soldier with maybe PTSD, if you look at it that way. He needs time to get on a fishing boat and to chill. I don't know what it is about soldiers and boats and fishing boats this month, but it's relaxing. Look, I'm just telling you.
Even though, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with sitting out there and just fishing, just sitting out there for a couple of hours.
Drink some sake, some whiskey.
Throw it out there, reel them in. That's all you got to do. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably ain't going to get no bites. Or it could be a bad day. It could honestly be a bad day. But as
far as the voice acting,
I'm going to just say, last time I remember going out, we pulled in enough to feed the whole family and had a full crab bucket. So I'm just saying, I know how I get down. I know how I do.
I'm terrible. I haven't.
Well, I know how my dad does with my help.
Like, I know how to cut them. I know how to eat them. So I mean, the fishing, it escaped me.
But like, I feel good coming home with it's like, yo, we got this. It's free. Fish just out there. Fish just out there is free. Well, I mean, I guess you had to pay to drive there, and had to pay for your fishing rod and stuff. So, but it's free-ish.
Yeah. Look, the place where we caught the most fish was the most dangerous place ever. Like, when we just had to. It's the more danger, the better the better you're gonna catch. When you ain't got a boat, we ain't have no boat growing up, so we was just out in creeks and stuff like that.
It's like, look, more dangerous, better fish.
I don't know how my dad found these dangerous places. I was like, we're gonna pull over here. We're gonna slide down these rocks, and we're gonna be right down by the mud. It's like, man, we saw eels.
We're gonna be right here, Dad. but for me, At first, I didn't like the voice acting until I got into seeing what the character had gone through. And then I was like, yo, this makes a lot of sense that he plays it in this way.
That's
like,
why he's calm.
Or at least they cast it in this way. Because at first I was like, yo, he seems kind of nonchalant. He seems kind of like he's like worn down or doesn't care. And I'm like, oh, okay.
He is worn down.
He is worn down. I get it.
He's down, man.
And
like I can take up for Yasuke on that.
After kind of having to sort of, to a certain degree, kill your girl because of her betrayal, having to kill the guy who kind of got you to the status that you're in, and then go into hiding, yeah, I can see now where he's at with that. So at first, I was kind of like, why does he sound so down? And I'm like, I get it.
Look, that's why Afro Samurai ain't do no talking. Look, he was worn, but he didn't have time to be worn down because he was always being hunted. He was always
He
sharp.
had no time to be worn down.
He like, give me my drink, stay away from me, or die.
Oh shit.
And give me something to smoke. You know, I'm gonna have my imaginary friend wreck my conscience, talk to me. You know, the other version of Samuel Jackson, the real version of Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, it's like the real Samuel Jackson and like Samuel Jackson that just want to chill.
But I really got to the voice acting about episode 2 or 3 where I felt it. I was like, all right, this fits. You know,
all right, cool. Because it was probably around the beginning of episode 2 where I was like, all right, I'm in, I'm locked in, and I feel it. I'm down for it. So, all in all, as a grade, A all the way to an F, where you at on this one? Where you at on this? And do you want some more?
I want some more, and this is why I want some more, and I'm gonna give my grade. First of all, even though I know I don't sound like I'm hyped for it all, y'all, hope it don't sound like I'm hating. But guess what though? As I am, it's more so about the creation of it. I'm happy for LeSean Thompson. I want him to get more opportunities to do more and to get those classics under his belt. Far as since he's into the true anime sense of it, I want his name attached with hits forever, because LeSean being there and getting that money from Netflix, getting an opportunity, might be more important than the actual shows itself. It's the bigger picture. I see
what you're saying, because there's a lot of us that can't get behind the camera. You know what I'm saying? We can't get behind the scenes.
And now we're kind of in this age where more anime and manga is more popular among Black folk. That they might want to be as they call it, mangaka, or manga creators or anime directors, or do those type of aesthetics, and they have the right to do those aesthetics. Because if you have more of us in it, and if they have a sense of self-worth, we'll get rid of the pink lip characters eventually over time, when they start to see, oh, you can't do that because people have enough clout in the game. And I mean, it's kind of cool when you see like Megan Thee Stallion have a little bit of an impact just by being a personality. So they have to do her right, because they got to get her aesthetic, good enough where it's not offensive. But when they just do their own thing and they ain't listen to nobody, it's kind of crazy. And only one of the few characters, like Watanabe, do kind of okay. I do like our old boy from Fire Force. I know you ain't feeling it, but he does a good job. Shout out to Gamma Ray. Saw y'all on the HBCU panel about Not My Anime Hair. So just to bring up Ogun, that character, that creator does usually a good job with characters of darker hues. So it's all on the creator to kind of make that conscious decision. So I want him to get all the chances to do good, do great, whatever. So that's why hit play. It don't even matter what grade I get. Hit play on it. Tell your friends about it. Watch it. But if I had to give it a grade, I give it about B-. All
right, cool. I'm a little bit higher. I'm rated a solid B, maybe B+. I liked a lot of the animation. I like the voice acting. the supernatural stuff weaved in there, that's right up my alley. The only thing I wanted more from is definitely like the villains. I wanted to get like that samurai. Well, I mean, now that we know who it is now, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to get more of that, more of the daimyo, and get more of their kind of like just their, even if it was just their back and forth, their relation to each other, kind of how it came into. But I know you got 6 episodes, I guess that's what you got. So
I'd rather see him.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was sorry, my bad. I'd rather see him have a villain like in Ninja Scroll, man. Just I know Ninja Scroll, the dude was kind of supernatural, but he was just throwing hands. I want to see
that dude was definitely supernatural.
Yeah, he was. He was replacing his head. He
chopped his neck. It was like, swing. He was like, I'm back.
But his style was, he was martial artist. But
and all of his villains were supernatural.
I didn't really care for the Dio, man. I didn't really care for her. I just didn't care about her or the girl story together. Like I don't want to see them next season. I don't.
Hopefully the girl will be done, because it did seem like they were. I mean, yeah, you have this lone wolf and cub story, but maybe have her go off with Morisuke. She's training with him or whatever. She's gone through her transformation. Yeah. So she's off with him, and maybe have Yasuke, I don't know, maybe in search herself or something, like retracing his past or something, like, who knows? I don't know.
I want to see him put up
just no kids, kid free next season.
Kid free, have him fight rogue samurai or something. Maybe come across some evil lords, serve them up, free people from their evil governments or something, and just travel the lands and do stuff that he got to do. With a touch of supernatural.
I mean, you could sort of go John Wick 2 with it, where it's like all these people that thought he was dead realize he's not dead, and the other people that wanted Nobunaga gone, they're like, well, you got to go
clans.
Yeah,
just have the other clans kind of like, look, your lord is gone. All right, all this some of this.
We wanted to wipe everybody out, and
have like a new unified of Japan, and he got to stop him or something.
Yeah, maybe something. Like, you got to go.
But I will say this:
you out.
As far as the music, the culture impact, the aesthetic, I give it an A+++ to. Just because, fly low. Just, look, with the intro, y'all is
the intro is fresh. And if you're on YouTube, Flylo put the whole show score on his YouTube page, so you need to definitely check it out. Here's let me go on and see this.
Do you think
put this?
The score will get more views than the actual anime?
I wonder. But here's the score, y'all. It's on YouTube. Easy to find. It's mad easy to find, and it's some hotness. The official album stream, it already has 29,000 views. Actually, anime might be more, maybe. Who knows? But guys, that's it. That's where we're at with it. B-, B. I think it's definitely worth a shot. I think it's definitely worth getting some more of. And Black Samurais, baby. That's right. Afro Samurai. You know what I'm saying? Now we got Yasuke. Boom. Black Samurais. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. All right? Because Black people have been monetarily supporting anime for a long time. So it's good that we're able to finally get into, the behind the scenes, the creation. And I ain't going front, seeing created by LeSean Thomas, seeing executive producers, LeSean Thomas, Flying Lotus, LaKeith Stanfield, and Connor, I can't remember. That was dope. Seeing 3 Black men.
The graphics was beautiful.
Producers.
Yes.
In anime, rare. Look,
when we get into something, that's why they always trying to keep us out of it.
And shouts to Noir Caesar, they're doing their thing too. Shouts to Nick and all them. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm hyped, and this is dope. So before we get out of here, Keith, where can they find you?
All right, y'all can catch me at www.blerd-ish.com. That's www.blerdish.com. We on IG, got a Facebook page, Keith Cooper on Facebook. Just drop me a line, say what's up, buy some books, got some merch sales here. Yes, and also y'all, that's how we get anime. If there's something with source material, like stuff like I sell like the Tuskegee Airs, or I sell Indigo Society. That's kind of
it's way past time Tuskegee Airs gets an animated series. Like, look, man, I feel like, I mean, I don't know Greg super tight. I might reach out to him, but I feel like they've probably been approached. Maybe like the level of control probably ain't right. But
man, look, Netflix.
Tuskegee Airs is like way too dope to like, that joint need to be animated.
Slide them that money for them. If you get,
do they have a hardcover yet? I might have to reach out to them for a collected edition. I think they got one. Yeah, shouts out to Tuskegee Airs. They ain't even pay for this. They just dope.
Hey man, look, I insulted Greg's school, so at least I can do is give him a shout out. I did, because we destroyed them for the Bike Classic, but still. But but Greg the homie though, man. He good people, man. But so it's just mentioning people who have that aesthetic, who clearly has been inspired by animated stuff with Marcus's type of art and the way they write it. Man, Tuskegee Airs would be critic proof, honestly. I think that would be a smash hit.
Yeah.
And it's an anime that could have robots in it that fit.
And see, I don't think it doesn't fit, but that's where he at. I'm like, we got way more than enough animes that deal with feudal Japan and have like updated mechanized stuff. So I'm not against it. I ain't against it. I just wanted that straightforward Yasuke story, but we got him. I'm gonna support it. So guys, of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. Hit that thumbs up. You like what you see? Hit the thumbs down. If you hate it, I'm gonna send a daimyo after you. All right, you ain't gonna be happy. All right, she gonna have webs
smell you out, find you.
Yep, you're gonna be dead. So, podcast if you want to listen. Spotify for that music. We got Parker Lewis and Arcatron coming up next. So from us to you, we're just saying thank you for watching and peace.
Peace, y'all.
We out.
Hit that play button on the show.
Yo, man. See y'all next time.
I'm the man, yes sir, that killed a bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Parker Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Every